Hello students, today we are going to continue our online teaching and learning session as this outbreak of COVID-19 is forcing us to stay inside our home. So I hope all of you are staying safe, staying at your home, abiding by the rules and restrictions provided by our government. So let's begin today's lecture for formal languages and automated theory. And today I got many questions regarding the expression that we discussed in the last class. So today I am going to revisit the uh, finite state machine part. In that finite state machine part, I am going to discuss about the regular language and regular expression. So let's begin today's lecture.
Okay, so from yesterday, I've got a lot of questions regarding the regular language and regular expression. Basically, I didn't get this particular question of explaining it over again. Uh, Actually, what I got the question was when I used the example of a plus b star. That was, let me just draw it over here. I used this example yesterday, a plus b star, and I got a lot of questions from the students that how did you tell it about it is going to be b, c, b, a. How can you write it like this in w, c, w, r? So this is actually coming from the this part actually regular language and regular expression part. So I thought that I should go it over because it was discussed in the first few classes that was taken before I took over the automata sessions. So I didn't discuss it because I thought it was discussed previously by the teacher who was taking the lectures. So I'm just going it over, just think it like a revision or revisit to those lectures. If you are having the notes of it, you can map it also. You can find it that how I am going to discuss it. Okay, so my approach may be a bit different from the previous one or the previous classes that you have attended in your colleges, but let's try to understand that what is regular language and what is regular expression. Okay. So first of all, we are going to start with regular languages. So what is regular language? A language is said to be a regular language if and only if some finite state machine recognizes it. Okay, so what is the meaning of this thing? So we can call it any language, a regular language, if and only if some finite state machine recognize it. So what is a finite state machine? So basically, whenever we are talking about the automata, it is a machine, right? Because we have seen in the Chomsky hierarchy that this finite automata and push down automata, Turing machine, all of these are actually the systems or machines, and the grammars and the languages are the constant thing that can be accepted by those machines, and that is how it is working. Okay, so whenever I'm talking about finite state machine, you have to understand that I'm talking about the finite automata. So particularly, let's assume that it can be DFA or NFA. So if any language is accepted by any DFA or particularly finite automata, it can be said a regular language. So what languages are not regular? The languages which are not recognized by any finite state machine, and the languages that require memory. Actually, these two statements are dependent on each other, because only those expressions will not, or those languages will not get recognized by any finite state machine which are going to require any kind of memory operation. Okay, so that are not regular languages. So what is the reason behind this? Because memory of finite state machine is very much limited. So whenever we are talking about any state transition or transition diagram or transition table, actually table is what we are drawing, but the transition diagram is actually what it is going on inside that uh, particular language. Sorry, particular machine. So whenever we are talking about the limited memory of finite state machine, so actually what is happening is the state transition from whenever we are going from, let's say, Q1 to Q2, these states or wherever it is currently lying, these are going to be occupied by the memory, or whatever the input alphabet is going to be applied on the state, and what is the next transition going to happen, all of these are going to be stored inside the memory of FSM, so it cannot contain anything apart from it. So whenever any languages that are going to be processed using a finite state machine, if it requires any kind of memory operation, it is not going to be accepted by that FSM. So in that case, it is not going to be a regular language. So as I said, it cannot store or count strings. So that means it will not be able to count string as well. So whenever you are talking about counting strings, you need to store something to count, right? Because whenever we have seen in any kind of program that we need to store the values. Whenever we are doing I plus plus inside a loop, actually what we are doing I equals to I plus 1. That means the values of i's are actually getting stored in the memory and then it is getting incremented, so that counting cannot be done, right? So let's take an example to understand this. So let's just say that I have a string or a language written like this: a b b a, and again a B B A. So can it be accepted by finite state machine? What is the main idea behind this whole string? What is the main concept if you want to process this? If you can see that actually this is the formal part is actually repeated in the next part or in the last part. So this is actually the total language, but it is at the beginning and again it got repeated over here. So if you want to process it, you need to give some kind of self loop or something. So in order to do that, you first of all you have to store this part of the string inside the finite state machine and then again repeat the same thing. Okay, so it cannot be done. This is not going to be accepted. So this cannot be a regular language. It will not be accepted by finite state automata because the part of the string is going to be stored and then again you need to repeat that same thing. Okay, so this is not a regular language. What cannot be a regular language? Another example, let's say in some example it is given a to the power and b to the power n. So that means whenever we are doing it, uh, whenever we are checking the expression of this thing, it should be like this. So n can be anything, n can be any number, but whatever the count of a should be the equally the count of b should be the same, and b should be sorry a should be followed by b. So a in the beginning and b in the next, and there should be count should be always same. So whenever you are assigning n equals to 3, you are putting a 3a, but also in that case you have to keep in mind that if there are 3 a's, the number of b's also should be 3. So in order to do that, you need to count the strings of a. So that is not also possible or not accepted by the finite state machine. So this is not also a regular language. Let's see some of the regular languages and their operations. Actually, whatever we discussed or wherever the problem lied in the previous example should get sorted out whenever we are discussing this particular topic. Okay, operations on regular languages. First of all, union. Okay, so whenever we are doing an union, A union B, so uh, this is going to happen that if A union B is happening and X is the X is inside the set, so X either belongs to A or either belongs to B. Concatenation, in that case you can concatenate. So A, if you are doing A concatenate B, and the resultant you are getting is xy, so it might happen that x belongs to A and y belongs to B. So whatever belongs to A set and whatever belongs to B set is getting concatenated. Star. star is nothing but in the regular language that it can be of any expression, any number can be there. So whenever we are doing it, so x1, x2, x3 up to xk it can go, okay, and k can be greater than equals to 0. If for each xi it belongs to the A set, okay. So so let's say that a set of A is actually containing A. So what will be the A star? It can be anything, A, double A, triple A, like this, okay. The class of regular language is also closed under union, and so whatever we are getting as a result of the union is going to be accepted by the finite state machine. Before going on to these theorems, we need to discuss that what are these cases, or what are the examples of such cases. So let me just take an example over here, okay. Let's take an example to understand these three operations. So let's say that there are two sets, A which contains PQ and R, and another set is there is B which contains T and UV, okay. So in this case, whenever we are doing the union operation between A and B, what is going to be the resultant? All of it. So it is going to be PQ R TU, sorry, not TU, it is actually T and UV, okay. And whenever we are doing the concatenation of A and B, so in that case it can be the combination of this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one, and this one and this one, okay. So the resultant can be PQT, PQUV, RT, and RUV, okay. And if we are doing the star operation on the A set, what we are going to get? So you have to keep in mind that whenever we are going to do this star operation, actually this you can call it as a closure, okay. But for now we are going to use this term, that is star, and later on whenever we are talking about the regular expression, you will see that this is actually called a closure. But let's focus on this particular one. Whenever we are talking about the star, you have to keep in mind that in this case the set should also contain the epsilon. That means the null should be also there, okay. So it actually means that it should be iteration of everything, and it can be it can get iteration up to any number. So it can hold, first of all, epsilon, it can hold PQ R, it can hold PQ PQ R R, it can hold PQ PQ PQ, and similarly R R R R R, anything can be happen, okay. So like this it can contain, but the main thing is it shall contain the epsilon, and any number of repetition of this particular string can happen, but these don't get joined with each other, okay. That you have to keep in mind. So according to theorem 1, the regular language is closed under union. That means whatever we got over here are also the regular languages, okay. The class of regular language is also closed under concatenation. So concatenation operation is also going to be accepted by the final state automata. Now we are going to talk about the regular expressions. So regular expressions are used for representing certain sets of string in algebraic fashion. Okay. So whenever there are set of strings and we need to represent them in a algebraic fashion, these regular expressions are used. So regular expression, you have to keep in mind that this is also concerned with the finite automaton machine or finite state machine. Okay. The union of two regular expression is also a regular expression. Any terminal symbol, any terminal symbol like epsilon and this sigma, including uh, the mt and phi symbols are regular expression. Actually, so whenever we are talking about this, you need to understand that. So any terminal, so we have seen terminals like ABC so far, but apart from this, this is actually the replacement of the epsilon, and this is the phi is actually the empty set. So this is, you can say that it is an empty word or empty string, and this is actually the empty set. Okay. So these are also going to be included. So any terminal symbol, including these two, are regular expression. The union of two regular expression is also a regular expression. So if A union B or A plus B, actually what we are represented using, is actually also a regular expression if A and B are regular expression. The concatenation of A and B is also a regular expression. Okay, if A and B itself is a regular expression. The iteration of a regular expression is also a regular expression. So iteration or closure means whatever I just discussed in the previous slide, that this is A star. Let's say the A set contains small a. So in this case, A star is going to contain, uh, sorry, in this case, we are going to use this symbol. Let me just erase it first, and then so in this case it is going to contain all of this, but also it is going to contain the uh, empty symbol or empty string, that is this thing. Okay. The regular expression over sigma are precisely those obtained recursively by the application of the above rule once or several times. So sigma means it is containing all of the sets and are precisely those obtained recursively by application. So all of these are going to be included whenever we are talking about the regular expression. So that is the basic idea about the regular expression.
So let us discuss about some of the examples in regular expression. So whenever any regular expression is given as a comma separated, you have to understand that um, there is the operation of union going on. So in all of these five examples, so you can see that there is the expressions are comma separated. So all of these are actually having the union operation, but not in all of the cases we can represent it in similar way. So let's look at the first one. It is given as 0, 1, 2. So in this case we have to in this case the regular expression is going to be like this: 0 plus 1 plus 2, right? For the next one, you can see that there is a empty expression and there is the AB. So you don't need to write the empty expression plus AB. Instead, we can just write the AB. Okay. So because empty expression plus AB is always going to have the AB. For the next one, it will be similar as the first one. You can just put a plus sign, and that will denote that there is a union of operation going on between the regular expressions over here. Okay. For the next one, I can see that the zeros are getting repeated. So in this case also zeros will get repeated. So this is actually a iterative process, or we can say that this is a closure of zero. Now you have to keep in mind that whenever there is a empty string or empty expression is there, only in those cases we can represent it with a closure operation. So in this case we can say that this is the closure of zero. So this you can denote it with a zero star. Okay. This case looks similar to the fifth case looks similar to the fourth one, but there is only one thing missing, that is this particular empty expression. So if there is no empty expression, this is not a particular closure, but this is a closure without the empty expression. In those cases, we have to denote it with a plus sign. Okay. So let me just write. This is actually one type of closure, but in this case, empty expression is not there, so you have to represent it with a plus sign. Okay, that is the only difference. Everything else is same for these two. So that was it for the regular language and regular expression. We shall keep this discussion going on for one more lecture where we will also see the regular grammars, and then we will go to the pumping lemmas, and we are going to see the e-closure, sorry, yeah, e-closure of this thing, and then finally we are going to see the epsilon. What does this epsilon do during the NFA to TFA conversion? This is how our lecture is going to structure for this week. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe, stay at home. Catch you in the next one. Bye.